right, you guys, welcome back. This is our first episode of Conversations in the Living Room. I have my girl Dominique right here with me, and we're going to have some conversations in the living room today. So make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe. So what will we be talking about today?
The topic for today would be parenting. The difference between a father and a mother parenting.
Okay. So what's your take on it?
I feel like I would never discredit a man for what he do. But a mother's job is never done.
Literally.
Never. When I say never, I mean never. Because one thing about a mother gonna go above and beyond. Their father gonna do what it takes to, at that moment to get it did or whatever. But a mother gonna go them extra steps to make sure you good, you know, or whatever, everything you straight.
Yeah. And I would say I seen a post somewhere where it was like the term an active father and an active parent, they got two different meanings. Because an active dad can be if the mama ain't with him. An active dad can be just somebody that come pick the baby up on weekends, or make sure you got Pampers, you know, or you know, stop by and see him for an hour or two. A person could consider that as an active parent or an active dad. But when it comes to an active mom, it's like an active mom means you got to be the one there to when they sick, to nurse them back to health. You got to be the ones to feed them, make sure they clothed. Even if the daddy buy the clothes, you the one got to get up every day and dress them. You got to change the diapers. You got to make sure they get the baths and cook the food and all that. So I think that was an accurate pose because
make sure a roof over their head.
Yeah.
And some fathers feel as if, okay, I'm paying, say for instance, absent father. I ain't gonna say absent father, but a father that's not in the household, and you feel like you paying child support. They feel like because they paying $500 worth of child support,
and a lot of them ain't even paying that much.
Right.
A lot of them
I'm
probably
say 200, 300 child support. I'm gonna give you $5 at the max. But the thing is, just because you giving her that $500 for child support, you gotta look at what she coming to her pocket. She got lights, rent, food on the table, clothing, medical. You know what I'm saying? It's so much more come with it. What you dropping is pennies. Like, but you complain about what you do versus what she do.
Yeah. It
shouldn't even be a comparison to what a mother doing. If you got a child in the household with a mother and you outside the house, but you still playing your part, you should still condone your baby mama or whoever, whatever you want to call her, because some of y'all call her worse, but you should applaud her for the thing that she do for your kids, because
it's
a mother's job is never done.
Literally. And then that even goes to say, like with husband and wives, like you can literally be in a, like even that's how it is. Yeah, that's how what we were just talking about. That's how it is when the father isn't in the house. But there comes a time when the father is in the house, and the active mother role is still up here in this down here, because a lot of married men feel like they already have gender roles, which means they feel like a woman is supposed to do certain things already off top. Whether you work a 9 to 5 or 12 to 12, they still feel like there are certain things a woman is supposed to do. And then they can easily work, you know, they can go to work too. They can work a warehouse job or something like that. And they feel like just because they work at a warehouse and you might work at a retail store, their job is harder than yours. So you still should be able to come home and clean up and cook. And just because they feel like the labor, because they feel like the labor level is different. But I don't feel like that's the case, because just like he's physically tired, the woman is physically tired emotionally and mentally, all of it, and they don't realize that. So,
but you got it's crazy because they in the household with you, but they still don't see the major role that you play because they always saying what they do.
Yep.
What they do, what they do, what they do. No, you ain't looking at from the picture what all the shit that your wife got on her plate or your lady got on her plate or whatever. Sit down and really look at the big picture of what you do and what she versus what she do.
And if you take the time to stop pointing fingers and saying, I do what I do, what I do, what I do, and open your eyes to actually see what the other person do, you will see that the load is way different.
Yeah, the load.
Like, even if you left a man at home with the kids for a week,
good,
they'll be to pull their fucking hair out.
Pull their hair out. Girl, you have so many phone calls. Girl. Oh
how I do this, how I change the toilet tissue roll. Because you ain't did this shit. You so used
where
to
you
me
left the
doing
towels at? What
exactly.
is it? What is it? What a paper towel? What a tissue? If you look, look for it.
Yeah.
You want me for the lead you to the water and drink it too?
Okay. Pull your tongue out and lick it. Put it in the licking motion for you too.
You want me to make the damn dishwater wash it for you
too? Yeah, that's a major thing. So I would say.
But and then another thing I noticed too. Kids give more credit to the father than they do the mother when they have both parents in the household.
Yeah.
Because they always looking at as if because sometimes the mother not always talking about what she do within the household or whatever.
Yeah,
when
you
it
shouldn't
comes
have
to
to talk about
certain
it.
stuff,
They
but
see it.
Versus a man, you know what I'm saying? I do this, I do this, I do this, making it seem as if all the work is on him. When 9 times out of 10, you really don't even know who got the most work. You know, because the mother's never talking about it. You know what I'm saying? But I feel like there's something because kids give more credit to the man when it's a 2-parent household than they do in a 1-parent versus the mom just being in the house. You know.
You know what? And I think another part of that too is, like, say for instance, with disciplined children, majority of the time it's the mama disciplining the children. So they feel like you always down on them, on top of you actually doing stuff for them. You being hard on them override what you actually doing. So it looked like daddy doing more because mama always complaining or mama always going off on me. But the daddy putting that on you, the daddy putting it on the mama because it's like, nah, I ain't gonna say nothing to him. You say it. You tell them go to sleep at this time. You tell them do their homework. They put that on us to make us seem like the bad guy. So now everything else we done did, the kids don't even look at that. We look like the bad guy to them.
Because we're always telling them what really in naturality what's right.
What's right.
You know what I'm saying? The right thing to do. But
we don't want to keep the structure in the house. Daddy rarely is there, to be honest. A lot of times the men ain't even there. So you have to have structure in the house. Or the shit gonna go crazy.
And 9 times out of 10, the structure comes from
the mother. Yeah.
Because the dad have a soft spot for the kids, or you know what I'm saying, like.
And it ain't that we don't have a soft spot too. It's that we know in order to keep the house in order, you got to have discipline. Because as we know, it's other people out there that don't even discipline their kids, and them the ones that be thinking it's cool to call their mama bees and stuff like that. Nah, we ain't gonna do that. You know, so. When you put when you instill certain things into kids, they might feel like you nagging, but when they get older, they realize you was telling them right.
And the thing is, they don't realize that a mother is always on you because she know what's ahead and she know what's in the world. You know what I'm saying?
She been there.
So she don't been, even as the father, you don't been there, done that, but it's like the mother trying to really prevent you from making mistakes or going into the world making these mistakes that everybody talk about on a day-to-day basis, especially when it comes to our young black men.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Or whatever. You try to give them the wisdom that and the tools that they should have in order to maintain in this world that we live in now.
Because we don't want the world to give it to them.
Right, because if the world give it to them, they going to give it to them in a way that they ain't going to understand.
Yeah. And it's already, especially with our black men, it's already them against everybody because it's them against their brothers. When I say brothers, they their own black kind. It's them against police because they already black, you know, and they stereotype.
Yeah.
And then it's them against other races that already stereotype black boys because of what some have done, or they just don't like them. So you have to instill stuff in kids, especially when they turn teenagers, they get to complaining and thinking you trying to hold them hostage, you won't let them go nowhere, and they just don't know it's for their good.
Yeah, for their own good at that.
Yeah, so I don't know. I think my message to men is take a step back and actually pay attention to what your wife or your baby mama, or just if you don't even have kids, just the woman that's taking care of kids around you. Like, step back and actually take a look at what the effort she actually put into what she do on a daily, and you will see how impactful it is. It ain't just nagging; it's them actually trying to structure the home and make sure that the household is right. So that would be my message to the men. What would be your message?
The same is take the time out to get to know your spouse, your lady, whoever she may be, he may be, and see the roles that they play or whatever. Put yourself in their shoes and see on a day-to-day, even if you got to make a list. All right, this is what I do, this is what she do. Take some of the load off them, because if we're bouncing the load, if y'all bouncing the load out amongst each other, things will run so much smoothly in your household, where you wouldn't have to feel like all the burden is on you, all the burden is on her. If y'all balancing it out together, things will run smoothly within the household. That's the thing, team player. So if you being a team player or whatever, because I'm quite sure she's a team player. Because if she's taking on majority of the responsibility, she's a team player. So take the time and get to know your spouse and lighten some of her load. Like whoever she may be, lighten some of the load for them. Because sometimes that stuff can be mentally, physically. You don't want that. When you start going to that, that's a whole nother level. And you never want your partner to get to that place when you could prevent it.
I agree.
So, men, tighten up.
Tighten up.
Tighten up within the household. Not just with the kids, but
with your spouse.
With your spouse. Lighten the load.
All right, you guys. Well, that's the first episode of Conversations in the Living Room. And we'll be back with the next episode. So make sure you guys tune in. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Thanks, sir.